This comes up a lot. People will want to know how to use the at sys.any Dialogflow entity, and I want to show you an example of how to use that effectively. So you might create an entity for a restaurant, and we'll call this the menu. And on the menu we have pizza, and we have chicken fingers, and we have pasta. So we have three things on our restaurant menu, and we'll save that. And these are possible values for this entity called menu. It's an entity that we created. Now let's create an intent, and we'll call this intent order from menu. And I'll just save that. And let's see here. Training phrases. Add a training phrase. Add parameters and actions, and add response. Okay, so the user might say something like, "Can I order pizza?" And you'll see that it triggered our menu entity and created this parameter menu here. And there's the value that we were able to extract from the phrase. So Dialogflow now automatically recognizes that when a user says, "Can I order pizza?" that because this is something, a value in our menu entity, then we can respond. And you can actually include the value in a text response. So you can say, "Yes, we have," and you just pick $, and it will display that. So it should say, "Yes, we have pizza." Now let's say the user asks the same thing, "Can I order fish?" So it's an identical training phrase, and you'll see that fish didn't trigger that entity because fish is not a value in our menu entity. And so what we might want to do here is we can highlight that, and then we'll pick the system, the built-in entity at sys.any, which indicates that it's any other value other than the one that is in our menu entity. So we have identical training phrases for what users might say, but in one case, they might ask for something that is on our menu. In another case, they might ask for something that isn't on our menu. And then therefore we can respond to the same phrase or the same question with a different answer. So you can actually add two responses like this, and you can say, oh, well, first we want to change the name. We don't want to call it any. We'll call it not on menu. There. So now we could use at sys.any for anything, for anything. But in this case, we want to use it to indicate that it is a value that is not on our menu. Any value that is not contained in this entity. So we can say, no, we don't have $, not on menu. So now that will give you, or that will give the user one of these two responses. It is either on the menu because it is a value in our at menu entity, or it's not on our menu and it's just any other value. We use this at sys entity. So hopefully that helps explain one way to use at sys.any. And I should add that I've used fish as an example, but I could have used anything. I could have used, I'd like to order chicken fingers. That was a value in our menu. And I'll add the same thing. I'd like to order XXXXX. Doesn't really matter. All this is doing is indicating it is any other value other than the one that is contained in our at menu entity. So you can see here that we already created a parameter not on menu using that entity. So we'll select that. And that basically says any other value that is not in our that any other value is basically not on menu, and it will trigger that response. And we can test it out right here. Can I order pasta? And you can see here, there's the response. Yes, we have pasta. And there's the parameter, menu, and there's the value. And we could say, can I order French fries? And then you can see here, no, we don't have French fries. And there's the parameter that it, because that entity was triggered, the not on menu. And there's the parameter, not on menu, and there's the value, French fries. So just a couple of different ways to do it. Hope that helps.